The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Right. Let's play a Blood Bowl game. And we're going to play in a league. And we're going to play in the SFL, which is a brand new league which is meant to be kind of similar to the NFL. So that's kind of fun. I will be playing the Orcland Raiders, who are kind of cool. And although it doesn't show that we're up against a specific opponent, we will be playing the Karond Karolina Panthers, played by Azathoth. So the way the league works is there are 16 teams split into 4 conferences, and each of the 16 teams are different teams. There's only one maximum of each team, and you play twice against everybody in your own conference, which is 6 games. Then you play once against everybody in 2 other conferences. For a total of 14 games in the season, with progression and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the season, you have the joys of carrying over 3 players into the next season. So there is a little bit of progression between seasons. And of those 3 players that you carry forward, you can carry one of those players through 3 seasons. And each season, you can carry through a player once. So after the end of the first season, I can carry through 3 players. Then at the end of the second season, of those 3 players that I carried through, I can keep going with one more of them, and I can carry 2 different players through to season 3. So that's how the system works, basically. Unfortunately, because of the fact that we're doing it in conferences and not in a league supported by Blood Bowl, the only way that we can, yeah, I reckon he needs to concede. Yeah, because of the way that the Blood Bowl system works and because of the way that we're doing conferences, we have to do it as a spin league, which is super fun. So let's see if I can have a look at the at Azathoth's team. Where are they? They are there. 1000 TV Dark Elves. Oh, there we go. And it is the right team. Good stuff. Let's take a quick look at his team. He has gone for the standard 3 blitzers, 1 witch elf start, and he's making use of his pretty colours. Although I'm very disappointed that they're not the right colours. That's very, very annoying. So pretty standard Dark Elf team, and I've gone for pretty standard Orc team. It's an absolute classic for the ages. And you know what? Because no one was around when I started the stream up. You know what? You're all going to be you're all going to be able to enjoy my brand new intro just for this team, just because I can.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
See, that's quite fun, isn't it? I spent at least 20 minutes working on that. Right, let's put on some skills. So this match is doubly important because not only is it a match that we might have a chance of winning, but it's also a match within our conference. So it is super duper important. Because if it comes down to ties, then the in-conference stats will be what affects the winners and losers, basically. So let's put some orcs over there. You can go there. Got to put Mr. Throw right at the back because he's the best player on the team, clearly. And I think what we'll do, we'll play it a little bit safe because number one, I'm not very good with orcs. Number two, orcs aren't very good at handling the ball. Oh, we'll take that. Yeah, it's a pretty big dicing. I mean, I can't see how you can possibly come back from this. If it was me, I'd just ask Shawnee to remake the team now. Right. Good kick, good scatter. And now we need to get into the important bit, which is punching some elves. Start with a nice 1 in 9. Sure, we can. I want to be punching. Yeah, we can keep you right here. That's fine. So probably want to blitz one of these two because that gives me a 3 dice here. Also means I can protect the ball a little bit on this side, so that sounds fun. Right, okay, so we can bring back a little lineman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My god, they're slow. They're so goddamn slow. Okay, so lineman is probably fine here. I don't particularly want to give him too much over on this right-hand flank. So we'll just bunch ourselves up a wee bit. Now we'll go for our hit. That's a good result. So now I can put the Black Orc here, and we've got ourselves a neat little 3 dice. Good. 3 dice before doing anything else. That's a shame. But fortunately for us, we've got another 2 dice. Sure. We'll risk it for the biscuit. Pushes are fine, I suppose. How far can he get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. GFI, GFI. He can't really get too far around that side, so I'm probably fine. Gonna be here. And, oh, we did actually pick up the ball. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. GFI, GFI. Okay, so we're probably fine putting an orc here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. GFI to get to him. So that's not too easy to hit him. Cool. Successful first turn. We picked up the ball, and we've got a couple of elves properly stuck right inside of us. Where. So that's all fun. What would I look to do here if I was as I thought? I'd probably look to try and disengage 1 or 2 of my elves. I was going to say this lineman is probably the weakest blitz target, probably the easiest thing to hit. And he might be able to push his elf out here. Maybe we'll see. I'm perfectly fine for him hitting just normal linemen, because even when I get the inevitable armor break, it's only a lineman. So it doesn't matter when my whole team gets cased, because armor 9 always does that. Just happens. So that's 2 dice, which he gets, and he's managed to free up 2 of his elves. So this guy can 2+ out, as can this guy. And to be honest, this guy will probably stay on the ground, I would imagine. You know what we don't have? We don't have game sounds. That makes it sound a bit funny, doesn't it? Let's put some game sounds on. There we go. Some background ambiance. That's a good time to fail a dodge. Probably won't reroll that. Didn't think so. Right, so we want to keep our team nice and compact. So the easiest way of doing that is by sticking around this lineman here. Now, what we want to try and do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can put the ball somewhere up around here, I think. So we'll do that first, because it gets the ball away from this left-hand flank, which is nice. So we'll make our cage up around here. And now I want to put... How far can the witch get? So the witch can reach me. So what we want to do is we don't want to give him an easy surf. I think that's probably the blitz. And then we might just bring some orcs around and fill up this cage, in which case we may as well do that now. We want to try and get right up in his grill, because we're orcs, and that's what orcs are very good at. So, for example, a Black Orc standing up here might be quite a good idea. Black Orcs make excellent cage corners. And we want to make it difficult for him to get his players out of here. So at least giving them 3+ dodges to do. So actually, I think I probably want to blitz with this Orc, push him on the sideline a bit more. Because even if this is a both down, which it's not, which is nice, keep him in contact with the Orcs. How do we feel about bringing a dude back? Does give him an option of getting this guy out. Is he really going to get in through here? It's unlikely, so I'm quite happy leaving that Orc there, and obviously that Orc is fine where he is. Nice and safe. Orcs do good at safe plays. And again, we're trying to get as many elves stuck as possible to try and burn some of these rolls nice and early. Yeah, so he's got some 1-dice. We've given him a 1-dice without block. So it looks like the plan is to blitz this guy and basically just pull back. We like it when we get pushes. Has to push here, yep, because otherwise he gets his lemon surfed. So, yep, he's just going to try and play a fairly passive defense, it looks like. One die push, which is fine by me. If he's making 1-dice, that's fine. He does have a 2-dice over here now. And he gets his knockdown. So that does mean we are only going to be getting 1 punch this turn in all likelihood. Yep, only going to get 1 punch this turn, which kind of makes sense. But again, we're just going to use the opportunity, once again, just to try and get as many of his players stuck as possible. So we do need to be a little careful about these two guys at the back. But again, giving him 1-dice, I think we can probably just about live with. Do we even want to go down this side? I'm not sure that we do. I think possibly even 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we might even be able to start making some progress down the other flank. I do quite like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this Black Orc needs to be here, really. And to be honest, if he's there, that's probably fine. Now, we want him to be a little wider than that. Because the plan is we push him through. Yep. So we'll do this first to see what we get, and I will want to push him into the Black Orcs, because again, we want to get him as stuck as possible. Pushes we will have to deal with. But we've got enough Orcs here now to simply go and cage up over here. So probably thinking about caging here. plenty of time and space. We'll make our cage. And if I put a guy here, oh, actually, is there better? Here is better because it's still an awkward dodge for him to get out. It's awkward for him to block this Black Orc, so I think the cage is pretty fine. Let's go with that. Seems fun. So I'd imagine probably looking to blitz here, get this guy out. It might be able to make some 2-dies around here. But the important thing for me is that I've got all my orcs that are important in the right places. My black orcs are in the right place over here, and we've got all our blitzers surrounding our ball. Yep, so that's a 2-die. Gets us knockdown. Does not get an armor break, which I'm fine with. So this is now 2 dice, which he can push my orc back into here. Only gets the push, which is really, really nice, because now that only gives him a 1 dice on this black orc here. Be interesting to see whether he takes it. So in theory he can push me through here, but obviously he's already used his blitz. So that's 2 dice now, yep. Only gets a push, so pushing to here will be the square, yep. But the good news for us is that we get to hit this guy. Now, he might try the 1 dice, or he might just try and dodge some players out. If it doesn't work, he could be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to re-roll that. He doesn't, and he just takes the punch. Fair enough. Right, so this is the kind of thing that we look to try and engineer with orcs. A situation where everybody's stuck and we can punch them. Now the only thing is, where is the best place to blitz? Because that's going to be the key thing. So in theory we can open up this whole line in the middle here. I'd quite like to get this guy free, so blitzing him may even be a reasonable idea. But I think we'll leave the blitz for the moment. So we have a free guy here. That can make us a nice 2 dice. So we'll start a 2 dice with block. That's a good start. Good start. Right. Next. Now I want to punch here first because I might be able to open up a hole in the middle. Will he be dodging out? He won't be dodging out, so him standing up is fine. Pows are always nice to see. And we'll follow that. Now I think the plan here is we make a cage on this black orc. Maybe we make a cage in here somewhere. So this is probably... Actually, this makes a good blitz. Gives us block, gives us a second hit. If we so desire afterwards, we can also just push him back and away. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now, where do we want to push him? Quite like the idea of pushing him here. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. I have no idea who that was. Let's have a look. Commander Root, thank you very much for the follow. Now, we need to be a little careful that we don't open ourselves up too much. Let's think. We can't really free any of these orcs up. So if I put you there and you there, no, it gives them a way in. So I think the ball probably here is good, actually. And I think we just keep punching some players. Or do we want to go there? No, we don't want to go there because he can block us away. So let's just keep moving ourselves up the pitch. slow and steady. Because the beauty with orcs is you don't need to be fast, just need to consistently keep moving. So 2 die here, with some pals, which is nice. That gives us a 2 die here. And do we want to follow that? Yeah, I think we do. More tackle zones on Dark Elves is always good to see. I don't want to give him this 1 die. So we've got our cage here. In theory, he could try and do something on this Black Orc and try and get in here, but it's still pretty difficult. The one thing is a little bit annoying is that we haven't broken armor yet. It would be nice to break some armor this game, especially if it's a Black Orc. No, that's not the way you're meant to break armor. Getting outbashed by Dark Elves, pretty standard. So he does have another 2 dice here, and then he has a blitz. He might look to try and 2 dice this, although I don't think it's easy for him to. If he puts his blitzer here, that's a 2 into 2. No, it's 2 into 1. So he might just blitz that and move his Witch Elf away. Yep, gets another pal. Probably pushing to there is fine. It's a little bit sad that this guy is getting a little out of position. But he has got 4 elves all the way back there, so this might be the turn to make a break, especially since this push hasn't really succeeded. This might be a good turn to think about pushing forwards. If he fails this dodge... Nope, okay. We can but hope. So he's committing pretty heavily to this left-hand side. I think he's pretty much giving me up, I suspect he's giving up the score here at the moment. He's giving me a hole straight through the middle, which is fine by me. And last action, probably look to dodge these fellas away. Yeah. Cool. He's good. And then dodge this fella away. Probably. He's actually going to keep him there, which is interesting. I still fancy going down this right-hand side, just because I want to keep this orc kind of relevant. Yeah, I still want to keep this guy semi-relevant. And I think I can do it with only having 2 orcs committed over there. So we want to put a Black Orc here, and I want to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I want to put a Black Orc here. I want to make it difficult for him to make his blocks. Now, if you go here, that gives us 4 more orcs to make our cage, so we can just shuffle the ball up again a little bit. So I think making the cage here is good. Maybe that is a blitz. Frees up another. Nah. I think our blitz is probably here, actually. So now we're nice and caged up. Bushes we will have to deal with. yeah, we want to do that blitz. And, ooh, both down might not be bad, actually. Yeah, I'm happy with the both down there. Hey, there we go, there's one. First arm break, first injury, good. Right, so the only way that he can reasonably get into our cage is by going through our Black Orcs again, which is exactly what we want. We do have a slight weakness on this blitzer here, so he might look to just try and base the ball and just put some pressure on that way. We also have to think about getting a little bit of a wriggle on. Any SPP on positional is amazing for Orcs. And I think we're going to go for a pretty heavy guard team. So you've got a 2-die, but it is only a push. Quite happy to take 2 dies. So you've managed. So you've got a. So at the moment it is 2 into 1. So he does need to be a little careful. He needs to add in someone here, which again is fine by me because it just means my Orcs are going to get to punch him a bit more. Yep. So like I say, he's put in the extra assist to make it a 2 into 2. It gets his power on the first one, which again I'm not too unhappy about. The armor break is a little annoying, but stuns we can live with. So he's got to make quite a lot of dodges now, so we're hoping for a 1. And also we've managed to get 2 elves pretty stuck here. He doesn't have any 2-dies at the moment. He has to bring people around, and this Orc here is doing a fantastic job of marking. So it looks like... Oh, has he managed to get 2 dice on the Black Orc? He has got 2 dice on the Black Orc. Good for him. Black Orc is fine. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now he has a 2 dice to free up some elves. Double power, good for him. Blitz is fine. And he's powered the guy into the cage as well. So he's not going to be basing the ball. And that is a 1 dice, which is only a push, which I will quite happily take, honestly. Because it frees up a Black Orc. Fine by me. So again, I think we pretty much have to keep pushing left here. So... Okay, I can see that we can do some stuff. But it has to start with... Does it start with a punch? No, it starts with a blitz. Yeah, it really wants to start with a blitz, doesn't it? This Black Orc can just stand up. He's absolutely fine where he is. Now the danger here is that if we turn over, it's really bad because the ball is pretty unprotected. But we didn't turn over, so life is good. And an armor break. That's really, really important. So we can push you right up to there. So now we need to think about his cage. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if I can punch this guy, it's really, really good. Yeah. Can I risk that? I think I kind of have to. Get our power again. And again, following up is pretty useful. Makes him roll some more dice. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to go there. So putting the thrower here is what we want. and then this orc can go here. So still got plenty of time. The only thing we need to be careful about is these fellas. Because at the moment it's a fairly straightforward blitz here, and then he's onto the ball. I don't have a blitz anymore. The temptation to do that in order to punch him is pretty high. But at the same time, we kind of need to protect the ball. What about if I put him there? It's still 2 dice onto the ball, which I don't particularly fancy. What about putting him there? Can he run round? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. GFI, GFI. It's not easy to run round. I mean, him going there isn't the worst, but it's still, I still don't want to leave my arse open a bit. Okay, so I'll take a semi-safe play. And my semi-safe play will be here. And I've got 3 rerolls for 3 turns, so actually dodging this Black Orc out, I think, is probably the next thing to do. Hurrah! The Black Orc did a dodge. Okay, so we're a few squares away, but we've got players who are in range, and with a bit of luck, it's very difficult for him to reach us now. If we were up more men's, I'd be tempted to try and hand off to Black Orcs to try and score, because at the end of the day, probably this first season is actually about getting a team together, or at least I mean, obviously we want to win. Okay, so at the moment, the ball is difficult to hit, which is what we want. He can base up some of these fellas at the back, which is a little annoying. But I think, hopefully, we've managed to get him to commit enough down here that we can just run away. Because, I mean, he isn't super quick. I mean, elves are 6 and 7, and we're 5s and 6s, but we might have a chance. So he can get 2 into 2 with this Witch Elf. Yeah, so he's just bringing his players back. And I could have left this Black Orc here, but quite honestly, it's more important to have him further up the pitch to try and make a screen. Not breaking armor there was really nice. So that is a 2 dice now. So he can actually just punch all of these guys down, which is a little annoying. But he's moving a lot of players to do it. I'd be tempted, I'd be bringing this guy just back, I think. Okay, bringing the Witch Elf across. Okay, I can see that. That's quite an important dodge. Right. This turn probably wants some thinking about. Where do you want to go? So we have 2 freed up players. And we can free up a third. Okay, so I think this actually is a more important blitz because I want to free up this blitzer. Okay, yeah, I think this is what we want to do. Just freeing up this guy is pretty useful. The only annoyance is that it is a GFI to get the Black Orc roll onto it. We are leaving ourselves a GFI to finish with, which is annoying, but I don't think I can support it in any other way. So this obviously gets re-rolled. If it fails, it doesn't fail. So we do need to be, we do unfortunately have, which punch would we rather do? Probably this one first. If he just stands up, how good is it? I'd rather do punches, because I'm orcs, and that's what orcs do. So, does that dodge, how does this dodge help us? This dodge to here actually helps us. And again, this gets re-rolled. That's really useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do this dodge, and obviously this gets re-rolled. And the green orcs go marching on. So unfortunately, it is a GFI for us to score. So the elves have done well from that sense. I mean, it's possible. I mean, he can blitz the ball as well. Let's not forget, because I based up this witch, he can blitz the ball. But I needed to free up some more orcs. I didn't want to do any more dodges than I had to. Oh, that's a really big fail there. So this is 2 into. It's actually 2. It's 2 into 2 for the witch. Oh, that's hard. That is harsh. And KO'd as well, yikes. Right, so it's a GFI to score. Or we could do the YOLO 4+ handoff. But we're not going to do the YOLO 4+ handoff, because that is a bit YOLO-y. We will, however, take some punches, because it's more important that we get touched. It's more important that we get skills on the blitzers rather than the thrower. But we will only do it with block, because those are the most important ones. go. And, I mean, he can't score. But let's see if we can, let's just at least stop him from getting free punches if we do fail. Just stop him doing things is what we want. We're not going to take any of those because it's a 1 in 81. And we'll just run it in and see if we can score. He does. Excellent. A little bit hairy at the end. But all in all, we'll take that. And the Witch Elf comes back, as does my Orc. So we are 1 player up. With it being his turn. Now, the issue with starting Orcs is that you have to put a Black Orc on the line. Because you don't really want to put your Thrower on the line. So, the best thing... I mean, the best defense is usually... so in terms of one-turning, which I fully expect him to go for... I'm just going to move this guy back, because then he can't surf me. I don't know. Does that seem reasonable? So if he's going to push, he needs to push out kind of there. He's going to push in there, he's going to be pushing through there. Sure, that's all reasonable. So, is he setting up for a 1 turn? I don't think he is. Probably setting up for a riot would be my guess. And we get our kick. Oh boy. Blitz is a fun. Right, so who do we want to be blitzing, basically? I mean, in theory, we should just be able to go men's. So I think that's what we'll do. And generally just punch people. It's actually not straightforward to simply 2-die this fella. So we'll 2-die a different fella instead. You have the SPP, so we'll not do it with you. Can I set up a 3-die? 4, 5... No, I can't set up a 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I can set up a 3-die. So we'll set up a 3 die. And we'll give the witch something to think about with a frenzy trap. Something like that seems reasonable. And 3 dice. Frankenlime. And we get him. And... oh, that's a shame. Vanity pass, first of all. Seems reasonable. Yep, and he caught it. Well done. One die block. Okay. That gives him another 1 die block with block. So, yeah, he can make this a 2 die fairly straightforwardly on War and Peas. Only gets a push. Does get another 2 die block. And he gets his knockdown. He's fine. Just about. So he doesn't really have any blitzes here, I don't think. That's a 1 dice. Pow kapow. He did have a reroll, I suppose, so why not? Good, the Orc's not dead. And that is a... you need to be careful because that's 2 into 1. Okay, so he's just going to make it a 2 dice and take a hit. And he gets the Orc lineman. Does not break armor. Okay, so a successful first half for us. Very pleased with that. Right, now set up. Oh, I really hate putting Black Orcs on the line. Who's got the least cool name? It is Oliver Twix, isn't it? And I'm going to put the Black Orc over here just because I can, just to get people with their OCD for the giggles. Do we care about the quick snap? Quick snap could be unfun. Let's I'm happy going a little wider. How's that? Or possibly even better, something like that. Um, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, he has 2 dice wherever he wants, and we may as well stick the block fellas on the sides, burn some rerolls maybe. We can go a little wider, that's fine. So he does get all of his 2 dice, which we've kind of given him up on the line, but... Maybe another 1 injury would be quite nice to get on a different player. Maybe, that'd be cool. And blitz! Oh. Right, so obviously he'll just take his punches to start with block, obviously. 2 die into 2 die. Ooh, pushes we like. Because now he doesn't have block on them. Take that. Looks like he's going to blitz a Black Orc and run down this left-hand side. Come in, blitz him, and then move back, possibly. Seems sensible. Yep, he gets his knockdown. Probably, okay, doesn't really matter where you push him. I would be tempted to move this guy back. If you're looking for vanity part, I was going to say, if you're looking for vanity, you might end up with the Witch Elf over here somewhere, possibly. That's a dub skull. And he's at it. Interesting. Interesting eating the dub skull. Right, well, certainly put the Black Orc here. Certainly you can stand up. I think we'll look to shore up the left and push down the right. That seems to be a good strategy. So we've got some punches here. We can punch there, which is quite nice. But punching there actually is pretty good as well, because it means we get another punch there. Right, this Black Orc probably wants to be about here. He should have been there, really. Maybe just put a lineman here. Lineman there? There. It's easy to give him a 2 dice. I think here is better. Because that's hard to get 2 dice there now. Oh, we have another orc. We'll do the blitz first. That orc there makes a good sweeper. Hours of fun. Stuns are even better. Take that, absolutely. I suppose just bringing this guy back centrally is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. Can he get away through here? If I knock him over, not easily. If I just knock him back, then that's actually fine as well. Well, actually, oh no, that's only ever a 1 dice. Those are all only ever 1 dice, apart from this Black Orc. Punching him to there, maybe, then. Well, actually, just punching him to there is probably even better. And I will re-roll that if it's bad, but it's not bad. So putting him in 2 tackle zones is probably good. And I'll stay. Cool. Not getting a knockdown there is pretty important. I mean, he's opened up some more 2-dies, but he's not really making much progress. And more importantly, he's also keeping me. He's keeping me in contact, so he can come round and get a 1-dice through the middle if he wants. He does have a 1-dice through the middle, but we have players back for that. So dodge, blitz him, run the ball over here somewhere. Probably what we're looking at. Yep, gets a POW. Probably push to here. Oh, it's going straight back. Fair enough. So now, oh, okay, yeah. 2 dice. 2 dice on the thrower, well engineered. Shame he only gets a push. So he's doing a good job of spreading me out. He needs to pick up this ball though. Yeah. Where's that ball going? Probably just out of range of this guy. I don't know. Probably put it there. Somewhere over here, I would say. Or just leave it. I mean, leaving it is fine. Might do some dodges out. Failing dodges, it's a killer for Dark Elves early on. It really is an absolute killer. Right, so we'll start with some punches. Because that's what you do with orcs. So the next thing we want to do... Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Blitzing him. Ooh, choices. There's lots and lots of choices here. We need to keep somebody back. So this guy will be our sweeper. Unless we have a better one. This guy is a fine sweeper. Now we really want to blitz this guy. Don't want him to be able to run around this left-hand side, so a Black Orc here is good. This lineman here is good. Now, what's the most important? Probably the blitz is the next most important thing. Do I want to follow? No, I actually want to stay just there. Actually, I quite want to make him roll some more dice. So this is a really important block. Now the last question is, where does this last Black Orc want to go? Oh, we've still got a thrower too. Okay, so they can both really only get to there. We want to stop these guys from getting out, ideally. So Black Orc here is good. And then probably just putting him there, because I don't want to give 3+2 pluses. The annoying thing though is you can just dodge out and hit here. Maybe putting him centrally is fine. Yeah, that's probably fine. So we're just trying to force him back a little bit. And make a lot of dodges is what we're looking to make him do. That's what we really want. What we really, really want. So he does have a 1 dice here. But he doesn't want to do it. Oh, that's a horror one to roll. That's really bad. Oh, wow. That's a really bad time to roll a 1. So next question is, where's the ball going to end up? He's got 2+ dodges out. Yeah, the witch needs to start being a little careful because I'm going to start sending runners up in a minute. Probably the ball's going to end up over here, I think. Yep. There is probably the square, yep. Oh, wow, that's really rough. Really, really rough. So, the trick now is we mustn't overextend here. We've got to keep forcing him to go backwards rather than forwards. Now I do want to be a bit careful because this witch can actually blitz herself through here. So we do need to be a bit careful of that. Right, so where does this Black Orc want to be? Black Orc probably wants to be here. Just give him no way through this spot. Now we'll take this punch. We can probably afford to reroll that just to get the other orcs involved. And if I can make him run the other way, then that's probably also fine. Do want to be a bit careful of this. That's why the lineman will come through here, and actually this guy's probably okay where he is. So in comes the hashtag YOLO swag. I did leave this surf on, and he's got it. So good for him. Well done. Oh no! Oh, that's so bad. That's really, really bad. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's really unfortunate. That is really bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good way to. That's not good. So I suppose now we play the game of. Oh, that's a dub skull. Well, let's be safe and get some more fellas around this ball. To be honest, this Blackhawk is absolutely fine where he is. So the plan is now surf the lineman. Surf the lineman. Follow that. And pop him there. So now we still need to be aware of what he can do, because this at the moment is actually just a 3+, so let's make it a bit harder. Yeah, that's probably where we want to end up. Do we want to do that punch? Whoa, it's tempting. Super tempting, but we want to pick up the ball first. And the ball is probably fine there. Well, if we do that, we don't want to... we don't actually want to do that punch if we do that. So just picking up the ball is fine. He did. Well done, lad. And we're not going to do that punch because it gives him a 2+ to 1 dice the ball. Sorry, it gives him a 3+2+ to 1 dice the ball. So we do want to try and, I mean, a level up is actually really useful, right? The level up on the thrower is good, 1 level up. But after that, we just want to, oh my god. All the ones! All the ones! A level up is better than no level up. There is actually a GFI to surf the witch here. You push the blitzer here. So first of all, this guy needs to stand here. Then this lineman stands here. Then you push him to there. Push him. Oh no, you can't because he's not there. Ah, okay. So no, there's not a GFI to surf the witch. Sad times. So instead, we just got to punch this blitzer a bit. Needed all three. Don't even have a blitz left. Sad times. Is he fine there? He's probably fine there. Safety witch elf foul. Okay, so the plan now is I mean we want to score on this. We want to score on Life of Pi, but we also want to be punching more of his players. I would imagine he's going to keep them down. Pretty rough, honestly. Okay, so it is probably Black Orc handoff. And we will just run in and score. Black Orc touchdown. So that is the Orcland Raiders off to an absolutely awesome start. 2-0, no damage. We got SPP on Black Orc. All is good.